Now, the battle for Karnataka is far from over. The Apex Court has asked the BJP to prove a majority in 24 hours. The court questioned the Karnataka governor's decision of allowing the BJP to form a government, stating that the governor has to consider which side has more numbers. However, the court said that the final decision lay with the governor. The court also stressed that any alliance needs to pass a floor test. Appearing on behalf of Yeddyurappa, former Attorney General Mukul Rohatgi told the court that not every MLA have signed the letter supporting the JDS and Congress alliance. The Congress, on the other hand, questioned the governor's move in allowing BJP to form a government, even though the Congress-JDS alliance had reached the majority mark. Congress and JDS said that they are ready for a floor test tomorrow and asked the procedure to be videographed. Notably, acting on the Congress's appeal, the Apex Court said it will order authorities to make proper security arrangements for the floor test. This is the latest coming in on the Karnataka story, that a floor test is what's been asked for and is all set to take place tomorrow. The Apex Court has also asked the BJP to prove a majority in the next 24 hours. Remember, this has also reduced the time deadline for the BJP from 15 days to the next 24 hours. That also reduces chances of horse trading that could have taken place, with BJP trying to poach MLAs from the Congress and JDS alliance. The court has questioned the Karnataka governor's decision of allowing the BJP to form a government, stating that the governor has to consider which side has more numbers. However, the court also said that the final decision lay with the governor. The court also stressed on an alliance that needs to pass a floor test. So, the importance of a floor test at the moment is, it's very important to establish how crucial a floor test, which is all set to take place tomorrow, is at the moment. And to bring me more details on this news story, I am joined in by a special correspondent, Jessica Taneja, who's joining me on the phone line. Let's quickly go across to Jessica. Jessica, the ball is finally in the Assembly's court now at the moment, and a floor test is what's going to be very crucial, which is all set to take place tomorrow on Saturday. All right. Jessica is joining me on the phone line. Let's quickly go across to Jessica. Jessica, a floor test is all expected to take place tomorrow. How crucial is now the floor test going to be for BJP and the Congress-JDS alliance? Okay, we don't seem to be able to connect with Jessica at the moment. Let's quickly go across to Kartikeya, who's also joining me from the newsroom. Kartikeya, finally it's the floor test which will decide the fate of the BJP or the Congress and JDS.
Yes, the floor test is tomorrow, 4 p.m. Though there was a lot of confusion that it's either going to be 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. The floor test is tomorrow, happening at 4 p.m. So the whole, I would say, order, right now the order is being dictated. It's being reported as it is being dictated. So it's confirmed that the floor test is going to take place tomorrow, which means that right now, wherever the MLAs are, they will all come back. And you see, in India, there is no flight which takes place, which is longer than 3 hours. Whether it is from Delhi to Thiruvananthapuram, or whether it is Thiruvananthapuram to Calcutta, or Calcutta to Delhi. Right now, after this order, MLAs have ample time to come to Bengaluru. It is right now 11:35. So, they have ample time to come back to Bengaluru tonight. But my hunch is, Akansha, my hunch is that they will not come back tonight. They will only be flown 4 to 5 hours before the floor test. This is my reporting experience. They will be directly taken to the assembly from the airport. They will not be allowed to stay in Bengaluru. They will not be allowed to go to home. They will directly go to the assembly for one simple reason. Once they are out, once they have the phone, the pressure begins. Now, Mukul Rohatgi is pleading right now, despite the order being dictated by the court, please let's have this let's have this test on Monday, but I don't think that the courts are relenting. Protesters have started marching towards Raj Bhavan. I think there's it's very surprising, sometimes politics is full of irony. There is no doubt that the BJP is the single largest party. There is no doubt BJP defeated Congress party. But then politics is, full of surprises. So you have two actually losers coming together and giving a tough fight to a party which has won. So what Congress has done is, it has done Goa, Meghalaya and Manipur in Bengaluru. So what BJP did in Meghalaya, or what BJP did in Nagaland, or what BJP in Manipur and Goa, they have actually repeated it in Karnataka. And that is the reason why all the leaders closely associated with Congress, they all protested. They said that the Karnataka rule should be implemented. So, this is a great play of jurisprudence with politics. And I think that's the beauty or complexity, or that's the nature of Indian politics, which can turn everything upside down. So the winner is the loser, and the loser has become the winner. And that we saw in Goa and Manipur. I was there in Manipur. Ibobi Singh only required support of 3 MLAs. BJP, I think, had required support of 11. But BJP got it first because Ibobi Singh thought that, BJP is not going to form the government because they don't have the moral right to do so. But it also goes on to show that the morality in politics is completely divorced when it comes to when it comes to actualization of power equation. When it comes to power, there is no morality.
Absolutely a game of jurisprudence and politics, as you mentioned aptly, Kartikeya. Let me also go across to Jessica, who's joining us on the phone line. Jessica, this is the breaking news at the moment that the SC has ordered the floor test for tomorrow at 4 p.m. How crucial is going to be the floor test?
Well, the floor test is going to be very crucial, Akansha, because there were talks in the middle where, Mukul Rohati had in fact said that we need more time for this protest, and given the kind of verdict that has been given out by the court with the order that has come out for the floor test to be conducted at 4 p.m., while I was speaking to a lot of legal experts outside courtrooms also, they were of the view that this was the only possibility in front of the Supreme Court to do, because if given additional days, it might lead to horse trading and illegal activity, which is what the court of law would not essentially permit. So this comes in as exactly what was expected earlier, that now the floor test is to be conducted tomorrow at 4 p.m. and that is what is crucial at this point in time.
Right. Also, I'm going to request you, Jessica, to just pause over there because we also have Sadanand Gowda's bite coming in. Let's listen in to what he has to say.
Supreme Court gives the verdict. Yeah. So we are supposed to follow it, but still the decision will be taken by party leaders, senior leaders.
Are you ready for floor test?
Sir, that has to be decided by our party, sir. Sadananda Gowda alone can't do it. But Sadananda Gowda alone can't give a decision, sir. It is my party president, central party president, and party president of Karnataka. They have to decide the issue, sir. Let the judgment come out, sir. Why you are in a hurry?
All right. So, a very elated Sadanand Gowda suggesting that the media should not be in a hurry and that the judgment should be awaited by all of us. Let me also go across to... all right, we also have senior lawyer Ashwani Kumar's reaction. Let's quickly listen.
Big setback for a party that wanted to usurp power without the numbers, and it is a victory for democracy.
Yeah. Kumar state that it's a victory for democracy because finally the judiciary has prevailed over politics. And on that note, let me also go back to Kartikeya, political editor, who's joining me live from the newsroom. Kartikeya, indeed a victory of democracy, as Ashwani Kumar just mentioned.
Oh yes, the council of the government, as the news is pouring in, saying that it should be a secret ballot. Supreme Court has said there will not be a secret ballot. So we have a floor test tomorrow. It's going to be an open test. There's not going to be a secret ballot. Now the question is whether they will be paraded or not. The question is how will this floor test take place? I remember that certain floor tests have taken place where MLAs are paraded. Governor counts them. You actually do a head count and then other parties asked to do the floor test. sometimes people take a high moral ground. Like for example, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, when he became the Prime Minister for first time, did not go through the motion of floor test. He came to the Parliament, he came into Lok Sabha, he gave a speech saying that the mandate of the people is not being respected because Bharatiya Janata Party in 1996 emerged as the single largest party with 180 plus MPs in Lok Sabha. Congress was, I think, reduced to 145 plus, and it did not even have an alliance partner. But all of the parties got together and defeated Bharatiya Janata Party, and that is how you had the government of United Front when Deve Gowda went on to become the Prime Minister, when VP Singh refused to become the member, and then Mr. Gujral. But it was based on the support of the Congress Party. Now the issue I'm raising here is that he took a moral high ground and resigned. Now Yeddyurappa, I think by going by the positioning of Bharatiya Janata Party, I don't think they intended to take a moral high ground. They never wanted to play the victim's politics. So I think it's a different BJP we are looking at. Actually, it was a chance which Bharatiya Janata Party took to form the government. It's not like Vajpayee, who took a moral high ground, resigned, and again came back to form a government which lasted for 13 months, and later then again he got the mandate. Because the slogan in the country became Apki Bari Atal Bihari, and that was the slogan on which their mandate continued to grow. In this case, I think what they really wanted was perhaps some sort of reduction of the strength of the assembly, which Congress had done in 2008 when left had taken back its support. What Congress engineered was cross-voting from BSP and Mulayam Singh, because Mulayam Singh had 44 MPs in Lok Sabha, and certain MPs associated with BJP did not come to the House. So the size of the Lok Sabha was reduced. So I think that was something which was in their mind. Now I don't think that is possible in this floor test.
Right. Also, these are live visuals coming in of the protest taking place in Bengaluru at the moment. From my information, the protest is actually being carried to the Raj Bhavan. Let's also go across to Nishchita, who's joining us live. Nishchita, we can just see these live shots coming in from Bengaluru. Run us through all the details over there.
Well, that's right. The Congress, in fact, organized a Raj Bhavan Chalo protest this morning at around 11 a.m. They walked all the way from the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee office to the Raj Bhavan. As we know, the Congress has been extremely critical of the governor's decision to invite BS Yeddyurappa to form the government, alleging that the governor is acting as a BJP person.
Nishchita, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. We also have former Delhi CM Sheila Dikshit's reaction coming. All right, Nishchita, we just heard Sheila Dikshit, her reaction. Go on, you were just running us through the protest at the moment.
Yes.
Nishchita, we're back to the protest visuals at the moment. You just mentioned that the Congress is at the moment marking its protest against the governor's decision to invite Yeddyurappa to be sworn in as the CM. Please go ahead. All right, Kartikeya, so you can see these are live visuals.
That's right, Akanksha. I'm not sure if that question was directed to me.
Right, go ahead.
Then only he be called. But what was happened there was wrong, unconstitutional, but that was not cancelled. That is our worry. But to a limited extent, we are happy that the floor test is taking place tomorrow. And we are sure that this government, this puppet government of Yeddyurappa will be ousted within 24 hours and our coalition will come back to power.
All right. So a host of political reactions coming in over there. Let's also go across to Nishchita, who's present in, who's live from Bengaluru at the moment. Nishchita, a series and a flurry of developments taking place at the moment. The Congress has already started its protest to protest against the governor. Run us through all the live visuals that we can see at the moment.
That's right. The Congress today organized a protest, a march of sorts from the KPCC to the Raj Bhavan. As we have pointed out earlier, the Congress has been critical of the governor in this particular case and his decision to invite BS Yeddyurappa to form the government. But now the focus has entirely shifted on to the floor test that is expected to be held tomorrow at 4 in the evening. I'm standing right outside BS Yeddyurappa's residence. A flurry of activity taking place here. MLAs like Ashwath Narayan, V. Somanna, his son B.Y. Raghavendra, Shobha Karanlaje have all arrived here. Arvind Limbavali is also here, and they are holding discussions as to how the floor test will be conducted next. Also considering the fact that the Congress and JDS have exuded confidence over having the numbers. 116 is what they have, and 104 is what the BJP have at the moment. So they thought they have 15 days time until yesterday, but now the decision is that in about 2 days, a little more than a day actually, they will have to prove their majority on the floor of the House. But there's an entire process that goes on before that. There will be a pro-term speaker who will be appointed. This pro-term speaker will be appointed by Governor Vajubhai Vala. It is basically done based on seniority. The Congress in all likelihood is expected to suggest the name of R.V. Deshpande, who's an 8-time MLA, as well as a former industries minister. And then you also have Umesh Katti, who has been suggested by the BJP, who is also an 8-time MLA. And one of these two individuals will be the pro-term speakers. And none of these MLA elects are MLAs until they take oath. So this pro-term speaker will administer oath to all the 221 MLAs in this case, because Kumaraswamy is the MLA from both Ramnagara as well as Chenpatna constituency. So 221 MLAs will take oath on the floor of the House, and then you will have the speaker being appointed. So they will vote for who the speaker of the House will be, and once the speaker is appointed, he will call for the floor test tomorrow, and based on the floor test, it will be seen as to whether Yeddyurappa will continue as the Chief Minister of the state of Karnataka or not. For the first time, Yeddyurappa became the Chief Minister for 7 days and had to step down. The second time, he completed his term for 3 years and had to step down because he was put behind bars on corruption charges. And this time around, we have to see until tomorrow 4 p.m. if Yeddyurappa will continue as the Chief Minister of Karnataka or not.
That is the big question. Will Yeddyurappa continue as Karnataka CM or not? And tomorrow is, of course, going to be the very, very crucial day of judgment when it will be decided during a floor test. And on that note, we also have senior lawyer Ashwini Kumar's reaction coming in. Let's listen in to what he had to say.
I think the Supreme Court verdict has upheld constitutional morality. It has upheld democracy. I think this is a judgment and an order that must be celebrated throughout the country as a vindication of democracy. The faith of the people of India in the wisdom of the Supreme Court stands vindicated once again.
Right. It is, of course, the victory of judiciary, as Kumar pointed out. Let me go across to Kartikeya Sharma, who's joining us live from the newsroom. Kartikeya, in retrospect, if we analyze the BJP versus the Congress, what happened in Goa, Manipur and Meghalaya has sort of come back to bite the BJP.
It has absolutely, not only it has come back to bite Bharatiya Janata Party, what it does is that it also restores faith of people in judiciary. See, please understand that the matters go to court because political parties bicker. The matter goes to court because you don't use the places for resolution of political issues, which is the assembly. And, you know, it's not only Bharatiya Janata Party. Congress has also misutilized the office of a governor. And I think the first case was when Indira Gandhi forced Jawaharlal Nehru to actually dissolve the elected government of Kerala, because the left won and Indira Gandhi forced Jawaharlal Nehru to impose president rule. So the Congress has also done that. Congress has also actually misused the president's office. You know, for example, the imposition of emergency. Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed did not even read the letter, the note signed by the Prime Minister's office, and he signed it, and that's how the emergency was declared in the country. So many governments are toppled. what is not correct is that both Congress and BJP have developed great expertise at manipulating the office of the governor. It has become the new normal. It should not become the new normal of politics, where assemblies become instead of.
All right, let's dip in. We have Abhishek Manu Singhvi addressing the press. Let's listen.
All of you give your mic to one lady, two ladies. अपना mic दीजिएगा.
अरे नीचे बैठ जाओ.
यार आप लोग बैठ जाओ.
आप बैठ जाओ.
यार
आप बैठिए, अपना माइक दीजिए इनको, लेडी को दीजिए.
आप बैठ जाओ. अरे आप बैठ तो जाओ यार, थोड़ा सा बैठो तो. बहुत आप बैठिए. नहीं आप बैठिए.
I'm leaving. I'll leave. If you don't keep quiet, I'll leave. Please, I have to leave. नीचे
एक मिनट आप नीचे बैठो. मैम प्लीज आप बैठो एक बार. हाँ एक दो माइक.
All right, so we have Abhishek Manu Singhvi in front of the Supreme Court, all set to address the press, and as you can see, he's been literally badgered by the media over there, who have thronged the venue, and he's requesting all the media to actually stay calm. But most importantly, he is going to declare the hearing, and what has actually been decided, as we informed you earlier, it's a floor test that will decide the fate of the BJP or the Congress-JDS alliance, which has been decided to take place tomorrow, that is Saturday. It has been a setback to the BJP because the apex court has ordered a floor test, and the court has ruled out a secret ballot in the floor test. A pro-term speaker will be elected for the floor test, and these are also, on the other hand, we are bringing you live visuals of the protest, the Congress protest taking place in. I am now joined in by senior lawyer Ashish Gaur. Let's quickly go across to Mr. Gaur. Mr. Gaur, how do you analyze the change of events that have just taken place? Floor test has finally been thrown open for tomorrow. How do you analyze the latest developments?
I think the Supreme Court has done the right thing, because in most of the situations, the floor test has to be done within 48 to 72 hours. That has been the consistent practice. But in this case, the governor had given 15 days, which was slightly on a higher side. And Supreme,
आज उच्चतम न्यायालय ने एक ऐतिहासिक आंतरिक आदेश दिया है. वो ऐतिहासिक आंतरिक आदेश के अंतर्गत कई बहुत ही प्रमुख आदेश दिए गए हैं. पहला कि तुरंत फ्लोर टेस्ट होगा, कल होगा. फिर फ्लोर टेस्ट होने के पहले 4 बजे के पहले सभी को ओथ दिया जाएगा. एक प्रो टेम स्पीकर के अंतर्गत सबसे महत्वपूर्ण, येदियुरप्पा जी के वकील ने खुद ने ये माना और कहा कि आज से कल तक येदियुरप्पा जी कोई भी नीतिगत निर्णय नहीं लेंगे. साथ साथ बार बार दलीलें की दूसरे पक्ष ने कि समय कल का न होना चाहिए, आगे का होना चाहिए. इन दलीलों को नहीं माना गया और कल के लिए रखा गया है विश्वास मत. मैं समझता हूं कि सही रूप में जमीनी सच के आधार पे ये सबसे अच्छा निर्णय है. लेकिन साथ साथ जो हमने बहुत महत्वपूर्ण कानूनी मुद्दा उठाया था उसको पूरी तरह से बरकरार रखते हुए उच्चतम न्यायालय ने उसको भी सुनने के लिए 10 हफ्ते बाद तारीख लगाई है। वो महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दा है कि क्या राज्यपाल जी पहले ऐसी पार्टी को निमंत्रण दे सकते हैं जिनकी गणित बड़ा स्पष्ट है, बड़ा साफ है, बड़ा पारदर्शी है, सिर्फ 104 की है, और उनके सामने पत्र हैं और दलीलें हैं कि दूसरे पक्ष की यानी हमारे पक्ष की यानी जेडीएस और कांग्रेस के पक्ष की 117 है, 116 है। अगर ये बात है तो हमने मुद्दा उठाया है संवैधानिक कि कैसे राज्यपाल जी ये कर सकते हैं। वो मुद्दा भी उच्चतम न्यायालय निर्णित करेगी निकट भविष्य में, और आंतरिक रूप से ये आदेश भी दिया गया है कि कल दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी साफ हो जाएगा विश्वास मत पे। अब साथ साथ कई प्रकार के सेफगार्ड्स प्रावधान दिए गए हैं। एक और महत्वपूर्ण वक्तव्य रिकॉर्ड किया है कि किसी अतिरिक्त नए एमएलए को एंग्लो इंडियन समुदाय के आधार पर निर्वाचित नहीं किया जा सकता, विश्वास मत के पहले मनोनीत नहीं किया जा सकता, विश्वास मत के पहले। ये सबसे और इसके लिए भी हर प्रकार का विरोध हुआ। ये कहा गया कि कल नहीं होना चाहिए, बाद में होना चाहिए, नीतिगत निर्णय लेने दीजिए येदियुरप्पा जी को। इन सब को नहीं मानते हुए उच्चतम न्यायालय ने एक अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण आदेश दिया है। हमारी पूरी विश्वास है और आशा है और 100% विश्वास है कि विश्वास मत भी हम कल जीतेंगे, और अंतिम जो इसकी सुनवाई होगी याचिका की उसमें भी हमारी आशा और विश्वास है कि हम विजयी रहेंगे। लेट मी एक्सप्लेन टू यू फ्रेंड्स, डोंट स्पीक, दैट इट इज अ हिस्टोरिक इंटरिम ऑर्डर. The order is historic because the court has directed a confidence motion within less than 36 hours. The confidence motion is subject to many safeguards. Members of the Anglo-Indian community cannot be nominated. Mr. Yeddyurappa conceded through his counsel that he cannot have any major policy decisions taken. Security was provided. A pro tem speaker, not a regular speaker, will conduct. He will swear in everybody before 4 o'clock, and all will assemble and have the vote of confidence at 4 o'clock. Most important, the court has kept our main point alive for final and future hearing. The main point alive for final and future hearing after 10 weeks raises an extremely important constitutional point that he had to invite that group which had election commission certificates of more than 117 MLAs. It is clear that the Yeddyurappa letters disclosed today did not give any details. Yeddyurappa ji की चिट्ठियां जिनका आज खुलासा हुआ, कोई भी उसमें तथ्य नहीं थे कि किस आशा और विश्वास पे उन्होंने बहुमत मांगा है। उन्होंने कोई तथ्य नहीं दिया ये बताने के लिए कि क्या आधार है उनका ये विश्वास, ये बहुमत मांगने का। Therefore, it actually in a way according to us proves our point that he had no basis for laying stake to form the government. Friends, we are extremely grateful to the Supreme Court for sitting at night, for sitting today, and for giving both a pragmatic solution and also keeping the main principle alive to be heard and decided shortly. Thank you.
All right, so that was a senior lawyer Abhishek Manu Singhvi, and Congress leader who had in fact represented the Congress's side in the case that was filed by the Congress and the JDS in the Supreme Court, asking for the Supreme Court to check on the legality and other constitutional issues pertaining with BS Yeddyurappa having been sworn in by Governor Vajubhai Vala in Karnataka. And the visuals that you're actually seeing on your screens, this is about the Congress workers who are protesting presently in Bengaluru city. We're given to understand that the Congress workers are in fact taking a march from the KPCC office in Queen's Road in Bengaluru to the Raj Bhavan. Now, this is what is in fact playing out in Karnataka politics ever since the Governor Vajubhai Vala made the announcement via the order that BS Yeddyurappa will be sworn in as the Chief Minister and also granted him 15 days. The Congress has moved in very swiftly, and now the Supreme Court has said that a floor test will be held, and this will take place at 4 p.m. tomorrow in the Karnataka legislature. Remember, all of the Congress and also the JDS MLAs we are given to understand have been shunted off to Hyderabad, where they are presently kept so that the BJP does not in any way make any overtures to try and wean away any of these MLAs who may want to switch sides. And for more on this, we are joined in by our political affairs editor Kartikeya Sharma. Kartikeya, high drama playing out in Karnataka politics, but this is an instance where the Supreme Court had to intervene, and the 15 days that was granted by the governor for Yeddyurappa to prove his majority, that has of course been turned down, and Yeddyurappa has now been asked to prove his majority on the floor of the House in the span of the next 24 hours.
BJP should have been more confident, you know. Why was Mukul Rohatgi, making a plea to have 7 days to prove majority, then Monday, and why were they reticent on Saturday? I think it also goes on to show that the number game, the process of, you know, ensuring sufficient number, the process was not complete. I think that is why they wanted more time. So it goes on to show that what will happen tomorrow will be like razor's edge, you know. Who knows, you know, the JDS and Congress MLA might abstain. You know, you can't actually count on that. Ultimately, the party which is in center can call all the shots. But then it's become a really, I would say, a tough task for BJP to organize everything within 24 hours. Because what it will require on part of BJP is that either the size of the assembly is reduced, which means that the MLAs don't turn up, or they actually cross vote at the last minute, or cross the floor and sit. This has happened in multiple assemblies, when the last minute MLAs have actually crossed the floor. But then that will be again, I would say, a feat on part of Amit Shah and Yeddyurappa to do so, because most of them are not in touch. So ultimately everything will be decided there. And right now, I remember last time when the defections were feared, even the phones were taken away from the ADMK MLAs. When they were taken out, they didn't even have their mobile phones. And one of them actually scaled the wall and fell outside, hurt his leg. You would remember Saleh.
Absolutely.
And then the cameras caught him because he felt that he's in a prison. He was not able to talk to anyone. So I don't think we'll have those funny moments this time. But I'm sure that we're not going to see any Congress MLA tonight. They're directly going to come to the airport, and or that directly they'll be taken to the assembly.
It's interesting as to how they would even come, because remember yesterday they wanted to fly out to Hyderabad. Their chartered flights were not given permission by the DGCA. With that being the case, do you think permission will be granted for their chartered flights to now fly them back into Bengaluru, or do you expect them to in fact turn up via a bus? It's roughly about 8-hour long journey from Hyderabad to Bengaluru.
Absolutely, but people have ample time. Now they have ample time. What they can do is they can start the journey at 12 o'clock in night, and they can reach there. But the point is that they are not going to take any risk. Suppose they are not able to reach. Suppose there is a blockade. Suppose at that point of time they are stopped 50 kilometers away from Bengaluru. Anything can happen. You know, this is the way. This is the I would say complexity, ugly side, or the problematic side of Indian politics.
You know, and also Kartikeya, the office of the governor's role in this entire controversy needs to be spoken about, because clearly what the Supreme Court has done, it has overturned the decision by the governor in this case, where they've said that probably the office of the governor may not have been correct in granting 15 days to Yeddyurappa.
Actually, you hit the nail on its head.
Governor Kartikeya, I would have to interrupt you there. I am told that we are joined in by Mr. Ashwini Kumar, who is the former law minister under the UPA. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Ashwini Kumar, for joining us. Sir, what do you make of this order by the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court has said that it is incumbent that the floor test take place tomorrow at 4 p.m.?
Well, the Supreme Court, as the ultimate arbiter of the Constitution, has kept faith with the people of India. It has restored democracy to its primary glory. It has upheld constitutional morality, and it has thwarted in the bud attempts to derail political democracy in the country. Nothing short was expected of the Supreme Court. It's a just order, and it has fully exposed the illegal usurpation of the office of the Chief Minister by a minority party in Karnataka.
It's an interesting point that you make. An illegal usurpation of the office of the Chief Minister is how you've put it. My colleague Kartikeya wants to ask you a question.
For the benefit of viewers, Mr. Kumar, if you can explain as to where did the governor go wrong in exercising his discretion, sir?
The governor has gone entirely wrong in exercising the discretion in the manner that he did. The arithmetics in the state, which was demonstrated to the governor by the physical parading of the majority MLAs on the side of JDS and Congress, has not taken into consideration the physically verifiable arithmetics of the state and has exercised his discretion in a manner unknown to law. His decision to call a minority party to head the government negated the first principles of democracy and the constitutional morality.
You know, Mr. Ashwini Kumar, it's interesting that you say that this is something where the governor has perhaps not been right in exercising his discretion. But at the end of the day, the Constitution actually gives him the right to exercise his discretion. Because this is what a lot of the constitutional experts said, that it is all incumbent on what the governor thinks is the party or the coalition which can provide a stable government. Do you think in this case the governor has actually gone against what the Constitution has said?
It is the first principle of constitutional governance that constitutional power, or for that matter any power, has to be exercised reasonably. So is the case with discretion. Discretion is not an unruly horse, untrammeled by any fetter. Every exercise of discretionary power, even if it is high constitutional power, has to be justified in terms of the facts of a particular case. And the governor cannot say that just because the Constitution is silent on how I will exercise my discretion, I can exercise my discretion whimsically or arbitrarily. Whether the exercise of discretion is fair, just, reasonable and proper or not must be determined in the facts of a given case.
Right.
That is why there is a degree of flexibility with the governor. But in this particular case, when physical strength, when the strength of the JDS Congress combined was physically demonstrated without any rebuttal, there was no other option for the governor but to invite the JDS Congress to form the government.
All right, interesting point there. And also, Mr. Ashwani Kumar, you know, the BJP from the very beginning, immediately after the results came out, they have been maintaining that they can form the government, that they will be able to get the numbers. How do you expect that is likely to happen? Or do you think that the BJP's plan of perhaps gaining time, because that is what was given to them by the governor, has now completely unraveled after the Supreme Court's judgment?
Well, the very fact that the council representing the BJP wanted more time to demonstrate majority was an admission of the fact that they were uncertain about their majority. That was a giveaway. And in any event, if they were so sure of their majority, they could have told the court that they were ready for a majority test even today. The fact is that the arithmetics just doesn't add up in favor of the BJP. BJP should be a graceful loser and now ensure that the assault on democracy is remedied. That is in the interest of the nation, that is in the interest of the country, that is in the interest of democracy and constitutionalism in India.
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Ashwani Kumar, for joining us and giving us your insights into this case. This is, of course, a case that will be remembered for a long time to come. But the job on hand is, of course, the floor test that will be held at 4 p.m. tomorrow. The JDS and the Congress MLAs who are presently in Hyderabad, we are given to understand, will be brought back in before 4 p.m. tomorrow. And the visuals, of course, that we've got on the screen are of the Congress workers who are protesting in the Bengaluru city, who have now been detained by the police for carrying out this protest. Now, this is a very, very important order that's been passed by the Supreme Court, stating that 15 days' time that was granted by the governor will not be applicable and a floor test will be held in the next 24 hours.